thanks so much, the guys. The market continues to be a fantastic place for all of us. The market continues to grow. We're having a record year. The industry's having a record year. WFG is having a record year. Just to give you kind of an idea where we sit from a numbers perspective. So last year, 2018, great record year for WFG. WFG did about $900 million in annuity premium, which is fantastic, right? Record year for WFG. It was a record year for the industry this year. WFG has already surpassed $1 billion in premium. That was as of September. You guys are on pace to do close to $1.4 billion in annuity premium this year, which is, you think from $900 million, which was a record year, to $1.4 billion in 1 year, unbelievable. So fantastic, beautiful, great. We love it. What we're excited about is what's coming forward going to this year. There's been some changes. Obviously, interest rate changes have hurt us, but I think that right now that the products are still the best they've ever been, and there's incredible opportunity out there. So one of the big changes that we've seen here recently was the adoption in August of Reg 187 in the state of New York. So what is Reg 187 and why do we care about New York? 2 years ago, 2017, we had the rule, the Department of Labor fiduciary rule, what we called the DOL. The DOL rule is gone, vacated, it no longer exists. However, the state of New York felt that they wanted to have their own rule, and the majority of the states are going to follow suit. So what does that mean for us? That means that there are some additional steps we have to do. And what I was going to do today is go through those steps. There are no additional licensing requirements. There are no additional CE requirements at this time. Understand that at some point in the future, my guess is early next year, early 2020, the state of Illinois, as well as the rest of the states, will have some sort of continuing education component that'll go along with your rules, but there's no extra licenses, nothing like that. WFG has taken a proactive step, and they've created, with the help of Crump, to create a what we call a best interest or a fiduciary style of approach when we look at what products are suitable for our sales. And that's what we're going to go through today is the process here, okay? So all of this stuff that you're going to see is available on our website. Just so you know, you can get to our website, your website, mywfg.com. You go to menu, recruiting, selling, products, and providers, click on Crump, and assuming you're licensed, you'll get right to this website. On the website, where you'll find the Right Bridge tool, that's what it's called, Right Bridge. You'll find that Right Bridge tool. You'll find that today under Product Solution Centers up on the left. You'll click on that black tab. It'll bring down a drop-down menu. Click on Annuities. It'll be right here in the bottom right-hand corner, Right Bridge Annuity Wizard. Okay? The rules are going to be is that this is a pre-sale process. So those of you who have written qualified money currently or in the past, you're familiar with what a Beacon report is. Beacon report is one of those things to have before the case is to release commissions. The Right Bridge tool is a sale tool.
Eric?
Yes, sir.
We're having a real hard time hearing you. It's very faint.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes. Thank goodness.
There we go. There we go.
Right. Thank you, Eric. All right.
So, I apologize, guys. My laptop has one of these little itty-bitty microphones, and I was trying to do that from there, and it wouldn't work. So back to where we were. So the whole thing with the Right Bridge tool and what the Right Bridge tool is going to make you compliant, okay? So effective October 1st, WFG requires a Right Bridge report with all qualified annuity sales, and I reiterate that it is qualified money only. If you're dealing with non-qualified, you do not need to use a Right Bridge report. Okay? So again, what that means is anytime you're doing a qualified annuity, you must use a Right Bridge report pre-sale. So what I was mentioning is that today, if you submit, or I'm sorry, September 30th, if you submitted a qualified case, they would require a Beacon report before they issued the policy. The Right Bridge tool is a pre-sale tool. What that means is that you need to do it and have it with the submission of the app. Okay? So you can't submit an application and then a week later do a Right Bridge. The case will not move forward. It will be rejected. Today we're accepting a late Right Bridge, but We are being told that WFG will have a hard date that we must enforce, and that is them saying that if it doesn't have a right bridge, you can't accept the app. So I'm letting you know up front that day has not come yet, but my guess is it is right around the corner. Okay? So the right bridge tool is found right on our website. Again, Product Solution Center is up in the top left corner. Click on Annuities, and it'll show up right there, Right Bridge Annuity Wizard. Okay? What that Annuity Wizard is simple. It is fill it out, tell us what the client's trying to do, and they'll make recommendations on which products are available for sale. I'm going to go through it real fast just so you understand what it is. It is simple input stuff. It's needs analysis information. You'll have all of the information already when you're talking to this client. Basic stuff, what are they trying to do? Is it a lifetime income sale? Is it an accumulation? Is it an accumulation sale? Is it a death benefit? This is the information you'll have to enter. Okay? Single, joint, annuitant. In this case, I did an income sale. It doesn't matter which one you choose. The products will change based upon that. Do you want to have enhancements for long-term care? It's not really fair for Illinois because it doesn't apply for Illinois, but all of the information will be there. You'll just continue to enter the information. Is it replacement? Is it not replacement? So forth. That was it. You just saw all of the inputs. You'll get to select annuities down here at the bottom, and it's going to spit out a list of products that will fit the criteria that what you put in there. Okay? If you know you want to sell, and let's just use the Athena Agility 10 just because it's on the screen. If you know you want to sell the Athena Agility 10 because you already know everything about the product, the client loves it, you can go in and validate the Agility 10. The key here is seeing the green check mark. If when you run the report, 40 products pull up and they're all green, you can pick any of the 40 products, and that would be a suitable sale. No questions asked. As long as the Right Bridge report is along with the application, you're good to go. No additional steps needed. That's it. It's that simple. Okay? So green is good. If you see green, that's beautiful. Some of the products will show up as yellow. And the reason that you see like the New Heights here is yellow is I had checked the long-term care enhancement option. Nationwide's product does not have a long-term care enhancement. So that's why it didn't show up as green. You can still sell anything that shows up in yellow with an explanation. And when I say with an explanation, what would happen is you'd submit the Right Bridge report in yellow, showing up with the application. We're going to see it. We'll see the yellow. We'll send it to WFG's back office. Within 24 hours, they'll turn around with an answer. All of the cases we've submitted with the yellow so far, they have approved. Okay, so just because it says yellow does not mean it's not approved, but understand that there is an additional step that we will go through to get approval, and once it is approved, then the process the case will be processed. Understand that if it shows up as red, no go. Don't bother to submit it. There are very few cases that will show up in red, but if you're telling us that you want to turn on income in year 3, the agility will not work in that because you have to wait 10 years. I use it as an example. That's why it would cause a red. Okay? You should never see red. I can't imagine unless there's something that is completely wrong about the client or about the client situation that would cause a red. But understand if you see red, don't bother moving forward because WFG will reject it. We have to reject that case. So yellow is doable. I would stay away from yellow. What you'll find is there are a ton of cases that will show up into green. I'm sorry, a ton of products that will show up in green. This is what the report looks like. Okay? You'll put it in. You'll get that report. You'll select the report. That's it. You're done. Currently, there are no additional steps from the client's perspective, no signatures required, nothing like that. They have indicated to us that at some point WFG will want to have a signature line, so the client would need to acknowledge this. That is not today. Could be 2 months, could be 5 months. We're not sure exactly when, but at some point they will require a client signature. It's just a signature acknowledging. Again, what we're looking for here, that beautiful green check mark. If the green check mark's there, you're good to go. What is nice about the Right Bridge tool is it will help you figure out which products will and will not be suitable. If you've ever had a product or an application be submitted and it got kicked back from a suitability perspective at the carrier level due to not being the right product or not having the features that you thought they had, this will help you with that. Suitability still has to be done. This is not in lieu of suitability, but it will definitely help pick the right product at the right time. Suitability is not going away. That's our industry. This green check mark is going to be great. And what this report looks like is it's very similar to what a Beacon report does, is it tells you all the particulars about the product. You'll notice here, I'm going to back up just a couple pages. You'll notice here that you can pick multiple products and hit the compare button. You can, you don't have to. The requirement today is as long as there's a green check mark, you can click select and it'll pull up this report. Save that report on your desktop or in your files, however you keep your client files together, and just submit it with the app. So I'm going to show you how to submit it with the app real fast. Most of you are very familiar with the Insure Now, which is our e-app process for annuities. That e-app is right there on the website, main page. Click on the e-app. You're going to go in. You're going to start a new application. You'll go through. You'll pick your state, whatever the product is you want to do. Once you're in the app, you can see the other actions. Other actions, you'll see the tab for documents. You can upload that intelligence report, the annuity intelligence report, which is that RightBridge report, and hit the submit button. So just again, make sure that when you're doing these RightBridge reports that you submit them with the app. Today you can submit the app and submit the RightBridge report later today or tomorrow, and we'll accept it. At some point in the very near future, that will be a rejected application and you'll have to start over. We just don't want that to happen. Again, these are WFG's rules. They want to make sure that this report is done on the pre-sale, not on the post-sale. So any questions on that? It's a pretty easy process. You just got to remember that this is a pre-sale process, not a post-sale process. You guys have any questions? You want me to cover anything very specific? It's a pretty simple software package, and it's constantly being updated. So if you have questions, it may get fixed tomorrow. But no questions?
Eric, real quick, because we couldn't hear in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Could you just share some of I know that this is all good for us because, this helps us actually make our decisions easier.
Yes.
Field and also helps us be compliant. So we don't have to worry. And I know there's a lot of unscrupulous agents out there that really are just kind of trying to sell the thing that makes them the most money. And I know that's not anyone on this call and that's why we're kind of ahead of the curve. But could you just share briefly kind of the backdrop of why with the DOL, that part I don't think any of us heard. If you could just recap that'd be great.
Yeah, no problem. So those of you who have been in the business for a while, back in 2017, the previous administration put in place a rule called the DOL, the Department of Labor Fiduciary Rule. And what that fiduciary rule did is made everybody always act in the best interest. Again, back to your point, we're already doing that, but you're right. There are agents out there who are not acting in the best interest of the client. So they put forth this rule that was pretty onerous. And when I say onerous, it required people having additional licenses. It was pretty hard. Okay, so you had to have a securities license and an RIA license. So you had to be a registered investment advisor. Pretty onerous. 2018, late 2017, early 2018, the rule was gone. Beautiful. Love it. Great. But fiduciary is still on everybody's minds. And when I mean fiduciary is the states want to always make sure the agent is always acting in the best interest of the client. So fast forward to August of this year, the state of New York enacted their fiduciary rule, which is Rule 187. In New York, you have to have a special extra continuing education. You have to have all that, and you still have to follow these rules. WFG is getting ahead of it because they know every other state is going to follow suit. Most of the states have got what they call the NAIC guideline fiduciary model done. It has not become effective yet, but it will probably beginning of the year. So January, it's probably first quarter for most states. Okay. Again, WFG is being proactive and getting ahead of it. So when the rule hits, you're already going to be doing business, and you have been for several months under the compliant new rule. Today, Illinois does not require anything additional. Okay, this is a WFG requirement, not a state requirement. At some point, Illinois will require an additional 4 hours of CE or something of that nature. It will not require another license. It will not require anything else like that. It's just going to be a one-time fiduciary CE course or something similar, okay? That's where the history kind of comes from. That's why we're doing it now. I mean, fiduciary is the new buzzword. Suitability was the new buzzword 5 years ago. The industry just wants to make sure we're always acting in the best interest of the client, and I get that. There are some bad apples in every industry. We just don't want any of them in ours. So does that help?
Absolutely. So really, this is not meant to create an extra hurdle to doing business. In my view, I look at this as a great way for agents to understand why they should make a recommendation for a product or why they shouldn't, because we have so many. I mean, I don't know how many annuity products you guys have at Crump, but it can make your head spin if you you just want to kind of, sometimes people just kind of get married to one or two products, which is good too, but then those products may not always be in the best interest, and that'll kind of help with the weeding out process for that agent as well. So I'm sure if anyone had any questions, they could ask you as well.
Of course. And what I find, to your point, is we're trying to not make roadblocks. Obviously, we don't want to have people not think about writing business because they think there's too many extra steps. The benefit to the producer, to the agent here, is you've got extra homework without having to go and doing all the extra homework, right? You're going to pull this up, and Mr. and Mrs. Client, here are the top 10 products based upon the criteria you gave us. Here's why we should be looking at carrier A, B, or C. Maybe it's financial ratings. Maybe it's, liquidity. Who knows? All the information is right there in front of you. If you click on the 3 products that you think are the best fit and hit that compare button, it's going to put in a spreadsheet for you. Not a spreadsheet, but a nice multi-page presentation to them about why one product might be slightly better than another because of that liquidity feature, the unemployment waiver, nursing home waiver, whatever it happens to be. So it's a great tool. You will embrace it, and it'll just be so easy. It'll take you less than 5 minutes to run a right bridge report. And hey, we want to be efficient. We want you to submit business, and we want you to submit a ton of it so you can take your clients and make them happy, right?
Perfect. And we all know how important annuities are for our clients as a great piece of their retirement puzzle, as well as their just their financial journey. Having my happiest clients are the ones that have guaranteed income, that they know that this is that with their Social Security combined with any maybe pension they have, this is like a personal pension that they can add to the kitty and know, hey, at least all my bills are going to be paid, and then we manage their upside on kind of their slush fund or their fund money in retirement, which is so we just have to use this tool from this point forward, and I think it's a great tool for us for agents. So thank you very much, Eric.